Assalamu alaikum. You probably thought I was gonna sit back there. Anyways, I have been repeatedly making the same set of dua for the past few months, for the things which I just wanna accomplish more than anything else in my life. And wallahi al-azim, I swear by Allah, that it wasn't until 1 week ago, or a little over a week, that I started to see every single thing become accepted and become a reality in front of my eyes. And all I did was change this one simple thing which all of you guys can do. And inshallah, by the end of this video, you guys can get the same feeling and experience which I had. It was like a moment in a movie where the character is connecting all of the dots and he's like, wait, it's happening.
Oh my God, okay, it's happening.
Now, I'm not the biggest fan of the word I manifested because it could imply that you have control in the outcome or results of what it is that you want. But when I refer to manifested in the title, I'm simply referring to Allah accepting my du'as. Now, the only way I can explain to you what this one thing which I did is, I can only do that through my personal story. And trust me, it's gonna be worth it inshallah, so please stay until the end of the video. So whenever summer holiday begins, I take that as an opportunity to work on goals which I couldn't focus as much on during my studying. So for me, that includes physical goals to do with working out, getting stronger, leaner, more athletic, to do with my independent Islamic studies or any other kind of study, to memorize the Quran, understanding tafsir, and I think you get the point. But there is one big thing which heavily slows down my progress, and that is traveling, like I am right now. So a few weeks ago, I came back from a 1 month travel. And as you guys could imagine, my routine was completely disrupted, although I really enjoyed the trip. And I was just really eager to come back so I can finally work on these goals, which I was mentioning. And the first week I had come back, I got informed that we're gonna travel again to go to Medina. And you guys are gonna think that I'm crazy, going to Medina, especially this being a channel which discusses Islam, you would think that I was the most excited person in the world. If I'm being 100% honest, deep down, I was like, I know Medina is amazing, but I really, really don't want to go. Because university is going to start in a bit, and I really just want to sit down and be at my best routine and focus on a lot of these things which I want to work on. And I can't stress it enough, but that was a very big deal to me. And in the end, I ended up going because I didn't want to disappoint or upset anyone from my family. And just so you guys can imagine, during that 1 month trip, I had gotten weaker. I didn't have access to the gym or really that much time because I was always on road trips. I was memorizing way less Quran, reading way less. My sleep was disrupted. Although I really enjoyed the trip, when it came to these goals, I was expecting that this was going to happen again during my second trip. Now, the reason why to you it seems like your dua is not being accepted is because when you are making dua to Allah for that thing which you want, you are putting it in your head, engraving it in your head, that Allah is going to give it to you this exact way, the obvious way, the most direct way. And that is exactly the problem. And here is the one thing which I did which completely fixed that. Now, the first dua I have always been making is for Allah to increase my iman and my khushu'ah in my worship and my prayer. Because I have recently been struggling a lot with trying to enjoy the prayer as much as possible and really focus in it and stop daydreaming during it. And when I made that dua, I'm expecting that one day when Allah accepts it, I'm gonna wake up with this surge of iman going through my body and I suddenly feel amazing. And honestly, until now, I haven't gotten that high of iman which I've been asking Allah for since that dua. But wait, what did Allah give me? He gave me the opportunity to go to Medina, which I'm in right now, an opportunity to go to the Prophet's masjid and pray a prayer which is 1,000 times the reward, to do salam to the Prophet and the Sahaba. And this is the one thing I did which made all of my dua come to a reality. If I would sum it up, it's change your perspective. If you're asking Allah for money, then He's not going to give it to you in front of your hands. If Allah wants to give you money, He's going to do it through a set of causes, through putting a certain person in your life or giving you a certain opportunity in your life. Maybe you don't get to go to Medina like I did, which I'm very grateful for. But instead, Allah puts a certain friend in your life which could increase your iman. He puts a certain video in your YouTube feed. And the problem is sometimes to you it feels like Allah isn't gonna give it to me, so I'm gonna have to go out and actually work for it. But wait, who gave you that friend? Who maybe accepted your dua to put that video on your YouTube feed? That's why you need to change your perspective. Allah is accepting your dua in a chain of events which your brain is just so small to comprehend. And I only shared with you how one dua got accepted, and I want to share a lot more with you. When it came to working out, for the longest time, I have wanted to go outside running in the morning or sometime in the afternoon, but it was so hot where I live, quite literally impossible to run. When I came here to Medina, the opportunity to run in this silent, beautiful neighborhood where the weather is amazing, it was like, subhanallah. And then I got access to a gym over here, which, yes, it was a lot smaller and had a lot less equipment than the one I was originally subscribed to. But wait a minute, the gym was always free and I had so much free time. The progress I was making here was probably way more than I was originally making when I had that other gym. And again, I can easily be like, you know what, it's a smaller gym, it has less equipment, but at least I have something. No, again, Allah is accepting the dua in front of your eyes. Why aren't you acknowledging that these amazing things in your life have come from Allah? Now, some of you guys may be saying, well, Allah is giving you exactly what you wanted this time. You're having a very fortunate time. Allah isn't going to give you what He wants. Now, while that is true, I still disagree with the statement. Because my point is not to tell you that I'm having an amazing trip. It's to tell you that my whole life, Allah has been accepting my dua and giving me amazing things. But I'm just not acknowledging that it's from Him, because we have this expectation that when Allah accepts our dua, He magically just makes that thing appear in front of you. No, He does it through a chain of causes and events. And I want to share with you how 2 more dua got accepted using this exact same mindset change. Now, this summer holiday, I have been working on improving my studying techniques when I start university, because I really want to stop forgetting things so easily. I want to stop struggling to take notes properly, and I just want to excel in my studies. And as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, one of the du'as I've always been making is Rabbi Zidni Ilma, specifically for Quran memorization and my university studies. Unfortunately, I got to hang out in Medina with one of my childhood friends, and he recommended to me, without me even bringing up the topic, a video regarding studying and learning protocols and how to stop the process of forgetting in your brain. And I watched the video, and it was one of the most mind-blowing research regarding learning that I have ever seen in my life. Like something which was just a game changer when it came to studying and retaining information. Like I'm talking 2 times, 3 times, 4 times the efficiency here. And I've been forgetting this entire time that when I've been making the dua of Ya Allah, increase me in knowledge, Allah has been responding to me. And instead, I'm focusing more on the fact that I have to actually go out there and get the information. Well, in the end, to go out there and get the information, you need the resources, you need the right people, you need the right mindset. Who is giving you all of these things? Is it a coincidence that one of my best friends from childhood and I actually get to Medina together, and then when I meet him, he brings up something which I've been looking forward to the answers to for a very long time? Is that a coincidence? Absolutely not. The last dua which I want to share with you, which alhamdulillah got accepted, is that we have a family member who lives alone in Medina. And I'm always making the dua for him, for Allah to ease his affairs at work, give him good health, improve his mental health and reduce his stress. And when I'm making this dua, I'm just expecting that if Allah were to respond the way which, I want, it would be that He gives him an easier time at work. He makes him get sick less. And after a few days of making this dua for Allah to reduce his stress when he's working alone in Medina, we then get informed that we're going to go Medina and we're going to stay with him for quite a bit. And at first I was like, yeah, this is normal, we're just going to travel again. But could Allah not be using you and the whole family, visiting him who's alone in Medina, to ease his affairs? Maybe he's been feeling very lonely and he needs more people to accompany him. He needs to feel that when he comes back from work, that there's food made for him, that his family is around him. In a nutshell, I'm not trying to tell you that I'm having an amazing trip. I'm trying to tell you that this has probably been happening to me for my whole life, for all of the du'as which I've been making. But I just perceive it as, oh, let me go and get this thing myself, or let me rely on this person to give that thing to me. When Allah has been accepting my du'as in ways which only Allah understands, and our brains are too small to comprehend. We as humans lack so much patience and we focus so much on short-term feelings that we forget where we actually ended up in the long term after making certain dua. So the tip is to change your perspective. And remember, Allah is the Almighty. He does not need to accept your dua in the exact same amount which you want, at the exact same time which you want, and the exact same way which you want. He does what He wants, subhanahu wa ta'ala, but He is also the most merciful and the most compassionate, and He will give you more than you can imagine. You just have to open your heart and actually see everything which Allah has done for you. That's it for the video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.